Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are back today to break down the Astral Voyage event here that's now effectively shown on the newest Marvel Strike Force blog post. So, in case you guys missed the data mines from earlier this week, this is actually going to be the first event, respectively, for the new monthly event for the month of November, featuring turkeys. There's Ice Wave Purple. There's actually even a leaderboard tied back to Captain Britain himself for diamond rewards in the top 1,000 players. But more importantly, this is actually Zombie Scarlet Witch's free-to-play event. So, interestingly enough, they actually slotted this after. Maybe they saw the backlash and obviously how her original event came to be. But it's great that they've been able to address this now, and there's actually more shards of her. We're going to be breaking that down, but also more importantly, there's Purple Ice 08, Crimson Gear, and obviously the turkeys along the way. In case you guys just wanted the high-level summary here, this is how you're going to be scoring points. Utilizing Undying characters at 5 stars and above are going to give you bonus points, but thankfully there is a participation component as well. You're going to see that the battling in Battle World, the newest game mode, coming as soon as next Monday. This is actually going to be adding a sizable amount of points. And lastly, the Voyage Orbs from the campaign energy. We've been hoarding campaign energy for well over a week now, and again, thanks to the data mine files that we saw, now we are actually prepared and ready to go to assess how free-to-play friendly is this event overall. And don't forget, guys, with these events that happen on each week tying back to the monthly, there's always going to be a monthly item featured. So for this event, it's called the Astral Armor, and then you'll be collecting along the way these cosmic elixirs that also add in addition to the turkeys. Now, before I break down the math and show you guys how this is going to look overall for us, I do want to point out, if you have any Undying characters, as I alluded to earlier, and especially if you have them at 5 stars and above, they are going to be giving you some extra bonus points there. You get a really good boost here, actually, if you have Scarlet Witch already at 5 stars and above. That's a really makes it easy for this event overall, but many folks likely won't have her even unlocked when this event goes live. So just food for thought there. If you're interested in Captain Britain, obviously, like I said earlier, oh, my mistake, they changed this. So I thought it was top 1,000. Top 2,000 players are actually going to get an opportunity here for Captain Britain Diamonds. So good to know there. Even though many of us don't have them unlocked, this is just kind of a freebie for those that actually do obviously do well in this event. I also want to point out there's always a web milestone component, and I like to get this one out of the way just because the points are simpler. But you can see it looks like the spending of candy and turkeys will advance through this milestone respectively, and this is going to be adding to the main milestone above. But interestingly enough, it does say here that spending 1 turkey on the bottom left, whereas the description says spending of candy. So just be mindful of that. It might be a mix. It might just be turkeys. Just, watch out for that. But overall, if you add up all the Voyage Orb fragments here, in addition to the Astral Voyage, it's going to give you close to 40,000 points, which will be slotting in above when we do the math here. So that, in a nutshell, is the event overall. Outside of things, like I said earlier, battling in Battle World, using Undying characters, and then as well earning Voyage Orb fragments from the campaign. Let's put this all together now and take a look at how free-to-play friendly is it and what my battle plan is going to be. So this is the math I have right now, and it's interesting with these events because you can never really truly know how much the campaign energy is going to be worth, but from what I've seen anyways for the past few events, the most common denominator that you use for scoring is usually 4 fragments per energy node chem. So in this case, that's what we're factoring in as an assumption. 4 points over the course of the 7 days that this event goes live, and assuming you're spending about 200 power cores, it's going to get you close to 30,000 points. Again, this number could be obviously different if they give us a higher conversion. If it's 6 points per, 7 points, 8 points plus, this is going to be super easier, and then it also means that you won't likely have to spend power cores. I also want to point out, with the Battle World, it gives you a huge chunk. Winning or losing, it's going to give you 30,000 points. Undying characters being utilized in war. Remember, this does not, require you to have them at any stars. It's just you simply using them in war. So make sure they're not on defense. It's going to be adding 8,000 points. And then at this point, I have also made another assumption here, guys. Because Zombie Iron Man is actually farmable, most folks are likely going to have him at 7 stars. Now, if you don't have him at 7 stars, make sure you revise this calculation here in the 12,000, because that's what you're going to be getting if you have him all the way already ranked up. So do update this number if you guys feel that you know, you only have them 5 or 6 stars. You might factor in a bit for your calculation here. And then for the purpose of this, I have excluded zombie jugs and as well as zombie Scarlet Witch, just because just for simplicity and the fact that some of you folks might not have them unlocked, and as well as her. So it doesn't really make sense to include them here, especially at 5 stars. And then lastly, we also have the free claim at 3,500, which is usually the 500 standard per day. And then the 40,000 that we touched on earlier for the web milestone. That gives us a whopping total here of 124,300 points. What is that going to get us in the grand scheme here? Well, milestone 14 at 118,000. It gives you the astral armor, which is the monthly item, as well as 15 shards of zombie Scarlet Witch. You can see that's also just shy of the 137 at milestone 15, which gives you another 15 shards. And then I think this one's going to be pretty out of reach. 189,000 is what grants you the last and final 20 shards. So overall, I think for folks that already hoard a campaign energy like myself, that's willing to spend 200 cores per day for the next week when this event goes live, I think we have a really good shot at getting 30 shards of zombie Scarlet Witch in total at 137,000. Otherwise, I think the bare minimum for the monthly event, usually 118, is achievable. Now keep in mind too, my numbers might change because of the fact that I do feel like the 4 points per is going to be tight. I think it has to be either 5 or 6. I'm hoping that's going to be the case, but again, I just wanted to bring this to your guys' attention so that way you can plan accordingly as well. There you guys have it. Overall, I think it is actually going to be a very, very free-to-play friendly event. At this point, time recording, I've hoarded about 4,000 to 5,000 campaign energy. You guys have followed my video from last week, and as well, we're willing to spend 200 cores for the next week or so when this event goes live. And this is way better than all the cores you would have obviously utilized if you used it originally in Scarlet Witch as initially released. This is much more fair because 30 shards guaranteed, as well being tied back to the leaderboard for rewards, and ultimately obviously some more opportunities to add to the monthly event. So there you guys have it. That in a nutshell is my game plan. Hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully it gives you guys a proper line of sight of what to expect. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.